HaKadosh Baruch Hu, B'shuta Rav Mansur Shlita. We're just continuing with halachot. Yesterday we were speaking about the limud of the Torah in the nighttime, how important it is to learn Torah at nighttime, just like Maran says that a person has to be very careful with them, and Amvatlo, on Shom Rubeh, and then we brought down also the Rambam, right, which has to do with that the main Torah learning is going to be at the nighttime, and we said that if a person has a chok kavua and they didn't learn that aspect, so they have to do it at the nighttime. I wanted to share with you the Sharat Tziyun. The Sharat Tziyun brings down Katava Beretev, She'en likro mikra balayla. Right, a person should not learn Torah shebichtav in the nighttime. He brings down from the Pri Megadim, mashma diachol likro mikra, but he says, but even according to the Machmirim, le beze isura, ela lechatchila tov lilmod mikra bayom. But just lechatchila you should learn it during the daytime. Where does this come from exactly? So this comes from a midrash. The midrash has a Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer that says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu used to learn with Moshe Rabbeinu mikra bayom, or mishnah balayla. He used to learn Mikra during the daytime and Mishnah during the nighttime. So the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu chose such a fashion to learn with Moshe Rabbeinu, so therefore we learn from here that that's what we are supposed to do also as well. So here in the footnotes it actually brings down to the Ben Ish Chai and the Kaf HaChaim, they write that according to the Arizal HaKadosh also, En likro Mikra balayla until Alot HaShachar, which means you're not supposed to. Why? Because it's going to be meored the Midat HaDin. Right, if you remember at the start of the Kolel in Safra, Rabbi Mansur actually spoke about this at length. Right, but this is the concept that it's going to be meorer al pi midat adin. So therefore, what happens is it arouses justice, and therefore, since it's going to come and arouse justice, right? So therefore, a person should not learn right the mikra, which is midat adin, but rather Torah shebal peh, which is midat rachamim, which is going to be mercy. So that's what we learn at nighttime. Now he does bring down over here that on Leil Shabbat and Leil Yom Tov, you're allowed to learn Mikra without any chashash, and even Leil Shishi, which means even on Thursday night, you're also allowed to come and you're allowed to learn it, right? And there's not going to be any chashash. Now, all of this is obviously to do with people that we know how to learn. What happens to do with an Amaretz, right? So an Amaretz, there's no real choices. It's either he's going to learn a little bit of Bible study, a little bit of Torah, right? Or he's not going to learn anything. So here the Ben Ish Chai says he's allowed to come and he's allowed to learn Mikra Balayla. The same halacha is brought down to do with a child. Let's say children, right? They don't learn Mishnayot yet. So you got a boy that's in grade 2, grade 3, and they learn their Chumash. Right, so they have a chumash. They're going to come. They're learning Parashat Lech Lecha, Vayera. So therefore, again, for them, it's also going to be permitted for them to learn this as well. There is a Sefer HaOleh Shem, if I'm not mistaken, it's of Michael Peretz, that he brings down that even if a person right now does not want to learn anything else, only chumash, so he does have the heter to learn Torah shebichtav. He does have the heter to learn chumash, which is anything which is the written Torah. Why? Because it's better that he learns that and just not to be mitpatel midivrei Torah. To do with the learning of Tehillim, right? Or for example, one beforehand. Rav Ovadia and also Mordechai Eliyahu, they both bring down also that if you're going to learn, for example, Chumash Rashi, or Chumash with Ramban, or the Chumash with a Pirush, so that is also considered Torah Shebal Peh. Why is that considered? Because it's not that just time that you're learning the actual explanation of the Pasuk. Since you're learning it with all the Mefarshim, and we know that Rashi is based upon all the Midrashim, right, and all the Gemarot, so therefore that's considered Torah Shebal Peh, it's considered oral Torah, and therefore you're allowed to learn that as well. To do with Tehillim, the Ben Ish Chai and the Kaf HaChaim says you're allowed to say it after Chatzot. Now why? For exact same thing that we mentioned before. Since after Chatzot, all of a sudden the dinim stop and it starts with the Rachamim, it starts with the mercy, the justice, right? There's no more justice anymore. So therefore, you're allowed to read Tehillim after Chatzot. They bring a pasuk, right? And Tehillim, obviously, Chatzot Laila Kum Lodolach, that's based upon the Gemara Mezesech Brachot, right? That what did David HaMelech used to do, whether it was he used to sleep at the beginning and then wake up at Chatzot, he used to, from then onwards, right? He used to come and learn Torah until the morning, or Shirovet Ishpachot. So whichever one that it is, but the concept though is that from Chatzot Laila you're allowed to, and you're allowed to, right, he says the Or Letzion, if you're going to be in a tzibur, you're allowed to even before Chatzot. That's what he says. That means if you're in a tzibur, then even before Chatzot you're allowed to come, and you're allowed to, there's a whole tshuva here in the Or Letzion, exactly why is that with the tzibur it's going to be different, right? He says, he brings down Eshel Avram Botchach and others as well, but now he comes and the last thing is what about for a choleh? So for a choleh, right, bar minan, he comes and he brings down here that it's going to be mutar to read, right, even if it's going to be the before Chatzot. That's what's brought down in Rovadi Yosef. Others want to be Mahmid, but again, you have what to rely on, and to do with Perek Shira, you're allowed to do it because that is considered Torah Shebe'al Peh. So obviously, this is all where it comes from the importance of learning Torah in the night times. But again, Leil Shabbat, Leil Yom Tov, Leil Shishi, there's no problems whatsoever. Some people even bring down Leil Rosh Chodesh. There's many different opinions and different shitot, but here you have the importance of what it is, when to learn Torah, in order that it's going to be the most productive as possible as well.